Alright, welcome back to a new video. This is gonna be a more different video than what I usually make. I usually make like comedy videos, funny shit basically. This is gonna be different. This is gonna be like a story time, I guess. And don't expect these videos too often because I don't really have much stories. I'm not a good storyteller. But there's this topic. It has to do with feminism. Right, so basically I'm gonna tell you a little bit of backstory on how I got the influence of making this video. So earlier, before I got on Fortnite, I was on YouTube watching videos on this guy reacting. It was a guy, right? He was reacting to a BuzzFeed video on why women have, or questions women have for men. And so he was watching that video, right? And then, oh, what? And so, legit, everything that the feminist would make like points on, he would debunk like automatically. Like he had facts and all that shit to prove his claims, and that man's was like fucking wrecking these feminists, dog. Basically, while I was in, or during summer break, I learned about feminism and shit, right? Because everything that he was talking about, like all the facts and stuff, I knew about too. And it made me remember about this class I had in 9th grade. It was about social studies, and my teacher taught us about social problems of today. Don't get me wrong, she was a decent teacher. Like, she was cool and all, but the way she taught was absolutely horrendous. Like, I would never want that teacher again. Maybe because the reason I wouldn't want that teacher again is because she was so fucking biased. Like, it was crazy. So she was a feminist, right? Which I support feminism, but not the feminism of today. The definition of feminism is what do you call it? The equality of the sexes and shit, which I agree on. I agree that men and women should be equal. But today, feminism isn't that anymore. It's more like feminists are trying to make men unsuperior. Not unsuperior, but like they're trying to make them the criminal, I guess. I don't know, because everything they say, they blame it on men, and everything they do, they blame it on men. And I do not fuck with that. So I got educated, right? And sadly, after summer school, the teacher left. She left the school, and some kids that had her are saying it's because they had drama with teachers and stuff, like teachers were talking shit to each other, which is fucking stupid, because teachers are supposed to be fucking like role models to us, and they're over here like starting drama. And so yeah, she left, so I couldn't call her out on the things that she was teaching us on. Basically, the way she taught her kids, oh shit. The way she taught her kids was like, white males are fucking the devil. Like, legit. She would teach us about like slavery and shit, and obviously like the fucking white people were wrong, right? And most people knew that shit. But then it got to the point where like she was teaching us stuff about like reverse racism and if it was real or not. And she basically, she would teach us about how fucking men are the oppressors and shit, and how they're the one having all the privilege and everything. And so basically, before anybody even got into the subject, they were like, oh, okay, white people, no, they were saying like reverse racism isn't real because white people have power. And that's what she was teaching us, man. She was like, oh, she made us go into sides, right? And I'm not sure what side I went, but if I were to guess, I think I probably went to that reverse racism isn't real, because at the time I didn't know what the fuck, like, how bad black and white people are, not just white people. I thought it was just white people being like the fucking, like, criminals and shit. And oh shit. The reason I thought that is because that's what she like told us. She taught us that. She taught us that way. And I didn't know she was being biased at the time towards like the minorities. And I say that in quotations because they're not really minorities anymore. In some cases they are, but not a lot. So basically, most of the class went to reverse racism isn't real. And what reverse racism is like, you know how regular racism is like oppression towards the minorities and stuff, and then reverse racism is minorities being racist to the oppressors, in quotations I say. So basically black, Mexican, anything under white people being racist to white people, if that makes sense. After that whole like class started and school finished, I started getting recommendations on YouTube to watch videos of SJWs getting destroyed by Ben Shapiro and shit, and Milo. And so I watched them, and then I became open to the idea of like, holy shit, white people aren't so bad. Women are fucking destroying culture and social structure of America. And it made me realize that she was like so fucking biased that I felt disgusted being in her class, and I wanted to call her out on it, but I couldn't because she left, which sucked. Oh my. What? Y'all motherfucking saw that shit, dog. I started getting educated more on how men are being oppressed by women and society, basically. And it's fucking crazy, because women are always like, oh, or feminists, I would say, they're always like, oh, check your privilege, like men are so privileged. But in reality, women are fucking like 10 steps ahead of us, dude. Like, it's crazy how much privilege they have over men. I would tell you guys the facts and all that stuff, but I don't want it to be like a really long video. So yeah, it was crazy to me, because like there's like all those kids in that class didn't know anything about like how men are being oppressed and how white people aren't as bad as my teacher makes them out to be. It was crazy, because I realized then that they were all going to be liberals. Like, they were going to be like third wave feminists, which is really not what we need. Because third wave feminism, they legit complain about everything, man. Like, the smallest shit they complain about, instead of like real world problems that have big effects on society and stuff. And so yeah, bro, the main thing I want you guys to get like out of this is to always check both sides of the story, because the shit that like school teaches you isn't always gonna be true, and you should always do research if you're interested in it, to actually get the real facts. And yeah, I think that'll be it for this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the new shit. My bad if I went on rambling for too long on something, or if I repeated myself too much. I'm not a good commentator, as you guys can tell. I haven't been doing this much, like commentating at least. So cut me some slack. and let me know in the comments on how I can improve on commentating and stuff, so the next videos of story time or some shit won't be as shit. Oh, Ryan. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, leave a dislike if you didn't. Let me know what you didn't like about the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.